And now, BillyCBoxing.com presents Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down with Billy C. Here he is, Billy C.
Thank you, Jeremy. And we're coming at you from the Billy C studio in Lake George, New York. I'm Bill Calogero. It's time for BillyCBoxing.com's Pro Boxing's Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down for today, July 2nd, in the year 2012. Listen, man, I got a couple of thumbs up and a couple of thumbs down, and I'm going to get right into it right now. Thumbs up goes to the powers that be that are seriously considering Mayweather-Cotto II in December in New York City at Madison Square Garden. I love this. I give it a thumbs up. Why? Because I think Cotto gave Mayweather a good fight. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not one of the handful of people I actually think, including Miguel Cotto, that Miguel Cotto beat Mayweather. But I think Cotto fought a good fight. I think Cotto, if you went back and watched the tape, we haven't heard his comments. He did go back to Puerto Rico very upset. He felt he won the fight. I think if you went back and watched the tape, he'll realize that he did not win the fight. However, some of his mistakes he made was that he didn't work the body enough. I feel that if he would have worked the body more than he did, he may have slowed down Mayweather, and the outcome may have been different. Remember something. We haven't seen Mayweather get as busted up as he got busted up against Miguel Cotto. I, for one, say I'm into a Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather Jr. second fight for their next fight, which should be in December. So thumbs up to the possibility of Mayweather-Cotto II. Thumbs up to Mike Tyson for hooking up with Spike Lee. That's right, and as a result, his one-man show, which was originally scheduled on Broadway for 1 week, has now been increased to 2 weeks. Why? Because of the demand. It's been overwhelming for tickets. They sold out for the whole week already. They added a second week. So originally it was scheduled from July 31st through August 5th. Now it's going to run through August 12th. Hey, man, you know, what better move for Mike Tyson to end up on Broadway, the capital of live entertainment when it comes to shows and stuff like that, and to hook up with a guy like Spike Lee. I have this feeling that Mike Tyson and Spike Lee are going to work together a lot longer than 2 weeks on Broadway. Look for this show to hang around for a while. I think that people are going to enjoy it, and I think it's going to become an attraction on Broadway. Thumbs up to Mike Tyson and Spike Lee for making that all happen. And finally, thumbs up for the cancellation of Alexander Povetkin and Hasim Rahman due to Rahman's injury. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving a thumbs up to the injury. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But I'm giving a thumbs up to the fact that the fight will not be held. And I hope that it's never held. I hope that something can happen with the WBA that we can show them clearly that Hasim Rahman has no business getting in the ring to fight Alexander Povetkin for any kind of a title. Now, to even argue that Povetkin should be a champion is another issue, but we all know one thing's for sure. Hasim Rahman is no champion. He was one lucky punch got him a belt. He was handed a belt for his second time to give him the official two-time champion. This guy's a bum. He shouldn't be fighting at all today. He made his whole career on one punch. There's no reason for him to be ranked number one. Look at who he's fought in his last 2 years. Who's he fought? Show me one quality fighter, one quality fighter that deserves the WBA to rank him number one and become the mandatory title challenger for Alexander Povetkin. Thumbs up to the fact that fight is not being held. Okay, thumbs down. Thumbs down to the powers that be that just announced that we finally got an Olympic trainer for our Olympic team. That's 1 month away, man. You know, we've been complaining about our amateur program and how we don't have enough teachers in the sport of boxing and how we have all these rah-rah men in the corner and we see these young fighters come out with their hands down and they're doing all this crazy stuff. Well, it all is based on the amateurs. And if we can't even pick an Olympic coach, to lead our country in the Olympics, which are 1 month away, we finally do it. Bashir Abdullah is the guy that was announced. Congratulations to him. I don't know what USA Boxing was thinking, why they waited so long, but here we got, the team's already picked. They got these guys ready to fight. They've been training with their own coaches. Now we're going to bring in a coach 1 month before. Listen, no wonder why we haven't really been bragging about our Olympic fighters of late. The biggest thing we got going for us right now in our Olympic team for boxing is the females. So thumbs down to the powers that be that waited until 1 month before the Olympics before they announced a coach. And I got one more thumbs down. It goes to, that's right, the WBC, for their refusal for unification bouts. Once again, the WBC is clearly thinking that they are boxing. And they're not, man. Listen, it's time for boxing fans and boxing promoters and boxers themselves and networks to take a stand against the WBC. The WBC, listen, if they want to come up with ideas and they want to be revolutionary and do these things, I was supporting them last week or the week before, whenever it was, about some of their new things, especially with the scoring system they want to change and everything else. I'm all for it. But you know what? We got to have the ability to unify titles. Why? Because it means more to the fighters and the promoters and the networks and to us, the fans, to have unified champions. You can always strip them and break up the titles again, but we got to have the unification bouts. They have to come about, and the WBC has been blatantly refusing their participation in unification bouts. They just did it. They're making fighters choose and give up their belt. All that does is add to the pool of champions that we don't need. It dilutes the quality of the fighters. We can't have an organization put themselves above boxing. The WBC brags that they're for the benefit of the boxer, but they're not. They're for the benefit of themselves, and I have to give a thumbs down to the WBC. Hey, man, that concludes our thumbs up, thumbs down for today. We'll be here tomorrow. We will not be doing a show on Wednesday, but we'll be back Thursday and Friday, all right? You know what I like to say when the show's over? Ciao, baby.